Hey everyone, Toledo Joe here once again with another video for you. This one is from one of my Friday Night Live series I did a little while ago. So I say some dates at the end, but those are no good. That's a couple years ago. But I wanted to bring this video to you because it's just so interesting. It's about the phantom social workers. Now, I think my theory on the phantom social workers are that they are part of like the Black Eyed Kids. Who knows? But anyhow, hope you enjoy the video. Like I said, the dates at the end, don't worry about. Those are from a couple years ago, but I think it's a great video. Anyhow, before I start the video though, I always say, please, 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 hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and give me a thumbs up on the video. I'd really appreciate it. But anyways, hope you enjoy the video. Welcome to another Friday night in the studio. I'm your host, Joe. Yeah, it's Joe. I know I had to say my name. Like I said, I had somebody actually call me out and said, "You never say your name." Really? Okay. So tonight, I got something a little different. Okay? Something came up in the news, and it's so interesting. I had to tell you guys about it. Happened in Australia last weekend. Okay? There's a thing that happened back in the 90s, okay, and they called them the phantom social workers, all right? Well, just last week, a lady heard a knock at her door in Australia, and she came out to the door, and there was this man and woman standing there. And they said that they were from social services. They actually had badges, IDs and everything. And she's like, they don't look right. Okay, they were dressed the same. They're driving a brand new car, and they didn't really have the skills like social skills. Okay, even though social workers. But anyhow, so these two people knock on the door, and she was really confused because they looked really odd. She said that they had pale skin, both of them. Okay, but she let them in because she was kind of afraid. And they said that they were from children's services and they had to inspect the children. And she was like, well, they're sleeping right now. Can you come back later? And they didn't really know how to act. It was almost like their programming wasn't set up to answer the questions, okay, or when they were confronted. So they acted in a really odd manner. It's almost like they didn't know how to react, and she said, well, she was really confused. So she's like, well, the kids are sleeping. Can you come back later? And they're like, no, we'll wait. And they actually sat down on the couch, but in a real stiff fashion, and kept looking at each other. And it seemed like the woman was in charge, okay? Now, finally the kids woke up, and they actually inspected the children, but they inspected them in such a weird way that they actually were like almost looking at property. Okay, they checked their eyes, checked their ears, just gave them the once over, and then left. They didn't say anything. They just walked out. The woman did say that they would be back, and this kind of freaked the lady out. Okay, she right away got on the phone and called child services. And apparently they had no recollection of what she was talking about. They were like, there's nobody working in your area. You're not on any list. They basically said, call the police. Well, police came out and they didn't really see anything. Okay. And these people never came back. Now, back in 1990, this was really prevalent in the 90s. Okay. 1990. There were over 250 cases of this where these phantom social workers would show up at these people's houses and demand to see the children and inspect the children. And a lot of the cases, The parents, obviously they looked professional. They had ID and everything. And they didn't know what to do, so they let them in. And it was always weird because they had to be asked to come in. Okay. There was very few witnesses to this besides the actual parents that were in the home. Now, a few people did see them drive away in their cars, but they never got license plate numbers or anything like that. The people that showed up at the door, they looked to be around 20 to 30 years old, okay? And they were always dressed nice. They had ID, but they always had the pale skin. And it was usually, there was more chances of two women showing up than a man and a woman. But there were some cases of a man and a woman showing up. And another thing is they always drove the same car, okay? The case that just happened a few weeks ago is the same thing. It was like a brand new car that they were driving. Look at my notes. If I look down a lot, I'm looking at my notes here. Yeah, that's what I got to do because I can't remember anything. But they just acted weird, okay? Didn't really know how to act around people. And if they got asked the wrong questions or they got confronted, there was some cases where people asked them, what are you doing here? And instead of answering, they would just run away. Okay. And a lot of them just didn't know how to act. Okay. And I'll bring up a point here in a little bit of why I'm thinking this. Okay. But they would come in and inspect the children and say that they would be back later. And in a few cases, they come back and they actually took the children from the parents and the children were never seen again. Okay. So in the town of Yorkshire, local law enforcement in Yorkshire created a task force called Operation Child Care. Okay. They received over 250 complaints, like I said, but they really had no leads. Okay. They had the same situation every time and no witnesses. So Operation Child Care went on for 4 years, and there were hundreds and hundreds of law enforcement involved in this case, and they came away completely empty-handed, no evidence at all, no other witnesses, no license plates. They had descriptions, but that was about it. So this kind of makes you wonder, what are these people? Are they vigilantes, out to take kids? I actually heard a thing that they were a cult or a band of child molesters trying to get children. So who knows, But I want to bring up a point that kind of goes in with this. Okay, these were the phantom social workers of Britain. I think it sounds more like Men in Black. Okay. It's the same thing. They come up to the door. They have to be invited in. Okay. And black-eyed kids are the same way. They have to be invited in. They won't walk in. When they come in, they really don't know how to act. It's almost like I said before, their programming doesn't allow them to figure out things that's not out of their strict programming. But they come in, just like I said, the Men in Black come in, and they don't know how to have good social skills. They don't know what to do. They only know what they want to talk about. And if they are asked questions that they don't know how to answer it. And it was the same thing with the Men in Black, is you don't get a lot of people seeing them. I did get a chance to get up on YouTube, which, yeah, it's YouTube, and hey, I'm on YouTube. But, we still don't even know what the Men in Black are. Are they aliens? They all have the same pale skin and that. Black-eyed children. That's bizarre. They're always after trying to take children. Okay? So, is this a way that the aliens, abduct children? Who knows? But there was over 250 cases in 1990 back in Britain. of this happening. So that's why I was thinking, is it the Men in Black of Britain? Okay, and it just happened in Australia a couple of days ago as I'm recording this, and it was the same scenario. They didn't know how to act, and then when the kids did show up, they just inspected them and left. They never did come back, thank God. Or are they inspecting these kids to come back later when the parents don't know that and the kids just disappear? So who knows, It's something to think about. But that's about it for tonight. I know it's try to keep these videos short for you. But yeah. Tell me what your thoughts are. Leave a comment below. Look right down there. See that? See down there? See the comment area? Do me a favor. If you're not subscribed to this also, please hit that subscribe button. It helps us out. It means a lot to us. We don't get anything for it, but I get to brag and say, look, I got 10 people that like me. So anyhow, thanks for watching. And I hope this brings up some ideas for you. If you want to, talk about it more, look me up on Facebook. I'm on Facebook. Just look up 222 Paranormal Podcast and leave us a comment. Leave us a message, whatever you like. If you got a good story, we'd love to have you on. If you go to our website, 222 Paranormal, we have a list of all the conventions we're going to. This year we are packed. We basically have 3 conventions a month this year. And we're leaving the extra week off to do things in town. So we're going to be doing ghost hunts. We're going to be doing all kinds of stuff. But hey, get up on our page there, whether it be Facebook or our website, and check us out. See what we're doing. Let me leave you with some Shadow of a Thin Man by 60 Second Crush. And like I say, thanks for watching and have a great night.